For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a brand new product from Vango. So this in the 2018 collection, this here is the Vango Maritsa TC 600 XL. A lot of words and letters in that, and numbers of course. What does it mean? So Maritsa is down to the star. So we've known the Maritsa years gone by from Vango. Someone, it's been known and loved, and it's always been done in steel poles. So last year in 2017 they launched an inflatable version of it, which went down pretty well, to be fair. They've basically relaunched into a technical cotton, so a poly cotton version of the Maritsa. So you've kind of got two options whether you want to go down the lines of polyester or poly cotton. Basically, the joys and plus points of poly cotton is that it's breathable, so it's a lot basically cooler inside the actual tent itself. So the difference between polyester and poly cotton, polyester is what you tend to find mostly around campsites today, because it's basically it's an easier fabric to produce, and yet again it just means the price points are lower. Poly cotton is better because it's more similar to your sort of cotton canvas years gone by, so it's actually breathable. So on hotter weather, it allows the weave to open up and allow air to pass through it. Joys yet again means it's a lot cooler on the inside of the tent. On the flip side of that, when it's actually cold, it's a lot warmer inside because the weave tightens and keeps the warmth in. So it kind of reacts to the temperature, and to be fair, it just means that if you are going across to Europe, really you need to be looking at poly cotton, just because the elements, polyester is just going to be a bit too stuffy and too warm. But in saying that, you will notice quite a big difference between polyester and poly cotton, even in the UK. You can walk in one, walk in another, there will be a good temperature difference between the two. So poly cotton version of this, really nice model. Like I said, if you know and love the Maritsa in years gone by, it's a good model to look at. We are currently doing a special deal on the Maritsa in polyester. So the tent itself for $9.99, which, if you ask me, is for what you're getting with a 420 denier fabric, is a pretty much amazing deal. Sort of knocks the socks off things like the Rivendell or the Illusion 500 XL, because you're getting a better tent and it actually works out cheaper. So that's worth consideration. Check out that video on the information on that. You've got this kind of classic Maritsa style sort of sleeping area into the living area, and it's something that's worked quite well. You've got a nice rain-safe canopy door on the side of this as well, so you've got the ability to walk in and out here when it is raining without having to worry about all the rain coming through. And because you've got a mesh door there as well, it means you get good circulation even when it is raining. As you see it here, we've actually got the front canopy, kind of sun canopy, on the model itself. So all this merely does is attach and detach by a zip. So a zip basically just zips all the way off and you can add it on. So it is an add-on extra, so it's worth maybe considering that if you want that extra bit of shelter in front of the door here. So this part, the one thing that was always good about the Maritsa had a sort of sewn-in ground sheet at the front. So that way, you've got a complete seal against sort of the wind and rain sort of coming underneath the tent. And that's why probably this sort of canopy here is more essential. So if you have the door open like we have here and it's raining, it's going to help not collect any water inside the ground sheet as such. The door yet again can be completely sealed up, and there is, as we can probably just about see, a mesh window in the front. I can't undo that at the moment due to this being in place, but it gives you a bit more of an idea about what you're looking at. But a nice model, and I said something that was quite well received for the 2017 season. So we've got a poly cotton version of it, but we'll go through a bit more of the ins and outs of the features as we head on inside. So let's have a look. So now we're inside the Maritsa, so you kind of get a bit more better feel for how it's laid out on the internal side of things. Obviously, you've got a nice canopy, which you saw from the outside. You've got a good, actually sort of built-in canopy to it. The living area and the sleeping area across the back. So you've got ample room here to put a sort of cooker unit and just use this as a sort of a wet-dry area or storage area, because it's actually a sort of decent sort of depth, even with a slightly sloped front. There's a dividing door between the two sections, so you can quite happily sort of unravel this and keep the section completely separate, like so. And then again, there's a zip that runs along the bottom just to keep that neat and tidy. And you've still got a nice PVC window in here as well, so you can get your visibility out or your privacy using the curtain. And again, with a nice zip curtain, is a bit more thorough way of doing it. Alternatively, obviously, shut it all off. It just looks quite smart as it is, you say. And I do love this nutmeg colour as well. The sort of doorway between sort of the canopy area and the main living area, because it sort of zips along the bottom, it means it can run flat, so you're not going to have the issue of tripping over anything, or more importantly, your kids tripping over anything into your main living area. So you can just quite simply roll that back, and it just toggles back as so. So I'll just do a quick job on that. So like I said, all the curtains are, you've got sort of two parts of the curtains, so they zip up, and you've got your curtain, your sort of window, nice clear PVC window, like so, which is positioned here. So you can have this one halfway, or if you want to have the privacy of the main window, you can still get light through the skylight, as you can see here. So it just allows you to have lots of versatility and really block light out. And yet again, during the night time with this sort of a darker nutmeggy colour, which I do like, it just means it's dark and hopefully the kids will stay in longer. The comparable model to this is down the lines of the Illusion TC, if you're looking for a technical cotton tent. And there are sort of pros and cons to both. This one, I do like the fact that it's a little bit different. It's a little bit quirkier, and the headroom in here is a lot better. So you can stand up in here, be no problems at all. And because of the headroom, it naturally does feel kind of a bit more roomier inside of this tent. One thing I would say is generally, when you sort of sit in here and relax, you do find there's more room inside of here, and you can got, you know, even with a table and chairs, it still feels like it's pretty much ample amount of room. You've got a rain-safe canopy on the side, which we already talked about, and both side doors have mesh as well, so you can get good circulation of air inside of the tent. When you come to sleeping, obviously with the height, it carries on into the bedrooms. And again, the middle bedroom can be used as a wardrobe as well with this little hanging rail, but really it's a 6 berth, so you've got two, and a 2. The bedrooms are all linked together, so really in theory, if you wanted to, you could actually unzip this and have it all 6 berth, so everyone's seeing each other itself, or have it a 4 and a 2, 2 and a 4, however you please. But one thing again, like I said, even having kids inside of here, with the rail, you can still hang your clothes up and don't have to worry about, you know, losing storage space. So it actually makes good use of it. You've still got sort of levels of storage pockets built into the actual palmet of this part here, as well as storage pockets in the actual dividers. So you can still have your your keys, your torches, that sort of thing, in a safe space that you know where you're going to pick it up from. Moving on to the sort of ventilation panel, so you've got ventilation below each of the windows to help with circulation of air and obviously combat condensation, but with this sort of polycotton tent, you're probably not going to be too much of an issue with that particular item. But like I said, it's very similar to the polyester version of the Maritsa 600 XL, so you can sort of choose your tent and then choose your fabric as well. And obviously we're doing a special deal on the 600 XL polyester model for $999, so that's quite a good price point to look at. But if you want to go online, polycotton, nice model, 50 quid's difference between the Illusion 800 XL and this. I personally probably would sway slightly towards more the Illusion, just for the internal space, but I do get the concept of this and why people might go towards it. But yeah, really nice model, and also, yeah, again, something you can always look at in interest-free finance with us if you want to go down the lines of things. But as I said, the polyester version of this model will be on display at our indoor showroom, and you'll see the technical costing of the Illusion on display as well, so you can kind of see the size, see the material. So in essence, that is the Maritsa 600 XL TC.